community representatives appointed by Elaine Boyer who represent the different communities in District 1. This operates very much like a planning commission or a county commission, where we hear the applicant, we hear feedback from the community, and we ask questions. The decision here is merely advisory. It is not binding, although the planning department takes our recommendations very seriously. What we try to ask everyone to do, because obviously this is a very volatile thing, is that we try to be very calm, no shouting, no screaming, everyone act appropriately. Not that you wouldn't, but we've had some times before. The way this works is this: we're going to ask the applicant to get up and present their proposal for the zoning change in their application. Then we're going to devote probably only about 10 or 15 minutes for the neighborhood to make comments, and we ask them that they're done one at a time, very much like the planning commission and the county commission. Have one person stand up, identify who you are, and give a comment. We'll give about 10 minutes for that, and then the community council members here will ask questions of the applicant and try and clarify some of the issues if there's still some unanswered, and then we'll render a decision.
Excuse me, you are giving us 10 minutes to state the objections to the proposal, and that's all?
10 minutes.
That's a farce.
That's a full room. That's a joke. That isn't fair.
That isn't due process.
How much are you giving them?
Yeah, good luck. That's not
You are railroading this thing through.
We don't need to give a call.
Well, no.
The Board of Commissioners will only give you
They're elected.
5
Well,
minutes?
that's.
Per person.
Could we start with this? Could you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm
who you
sorry.
are to the
My
group?
name is Bruce.
And second, if you could do this,
Oh, sure.
maybe since you said a decision's made tonight, that sounds pretty final. You could explain how the process goes.
Sure.
And then I think everybody who has something to say,
Should have.
that's not repeating,
Yes.
would be entitled to speak.
How long does the soccer man get to talk?
Okay.
No, true, we get to talk as long as we need.
Let's stay on.
Well, that's about it. She's not gonna take any more than about 5 to 10 minutes, that's all we give her, and we only give you about 10 minutes. My name is Bruce Pimp. I'm from the Tucker area. Kathy Glenn here is from the Dunwoody area. She actually
No,
lives
I'm not. I'm from
North Brookhaven. She was very close to this development. Jean Brown is from the Tucker area, and we have Dan Harris from the Emory area. Yes.
You all represent.
Different areas of District 1. We represent, each community council is divided into the different districts. This is District 1 with the lawyers, and we are appointed to represent we are by and large the community representatives to listen to the applications.
How's it a fair representation of this immediate area? Because Tucker and Emory are not over here at all.
Yeah.
But I live right down the street.
Bob, hold on. Bob?
My name is Bob Lunt. I'm Elaine Boyer's chief of staff. You're all relatively new to the process. I can tell from some of the questions that are going on. Community council is a representation of the entire District 1. Okay, there are 157,000 people in District 1. Their recommendation, to the gentleman's concern that this decision will be made, as Bruce says, is simply an advisory opinion to the whole process. It goes to the planning commission, the commissioners see it, and it goes to the board of commissioners. We'll all take the advisory opinion under advisement, for lack of a better phrase. The reason why it's represented is that this board is charged with hearing cases throughout District 1. So you can't have community councils that are neighborhood-based. If you want to have community councils that are neighborhood-based, then you all get behind the folks who want to have a city, and then you can have your own city planning commission and city council. That's the only way to get around. This thing is not being, the county commissioners will in fact give you 5 minutes to oppose, and the applicant has 5 minutes to present. Otherwise, these kind of meetings can go on for hours, okay? Which is why I've already met with some of the neighbors already. I've already seen the plan for Commissioner Boyer. I was her former planning commissioner. Is that I urge everyone in the room set up a meeting. I think there's meetings being set up. Commissioner Boyer and myself will attend those meetings. There is ample time to have all the opposition opinions heard, to sit down and find out what the plans are gonna be. So you gotta get out of this mentality. I've gotten dozens of emails already, that this thing is being ramrodded through, the timeline is through. This is the beginning of the, no, it's not. This is the beginning of the process.
But you just said you saw their plans already.
Yeah, well, I've already met with neighborhood, with the anti-people already, okay? And I'm only your chief of staff, I don't make the vote. So nothing is being ramrodded through. This is the very beginning of the process. I happen to work for a commissioner who is the queen of deferrals, okay? She will make sure, I swear to you, and I started my life in this business as head of the Dunwoody Homeowners Association, so I relate very well to what y'all are trying to do, is she will go out of her way to make sure that every single person has every single question answered or addressed before any vote takes place in front of the Board of Commissioners. That I can promise you without hesitation and without doubt.
In order to raise those questions, we have to know that there is going to be a meeting at which we can raise them. So far, in spite of what these people say, the effort to publicize these meetings has been appalling.
Again, I'm gonna cut you off for 1 second. I've already been in contact with Ms. Diggert, I've already been in contact with Michelle Battle, and I'm sorry I forgot your name.
Faye and Jared.
Okay, I met Faye at a
City of Brookhaven.
City of Brookhaven meeting, okay? And the first thing we said to do was to organize a neighborhood meeting and invite the applicant to show.
Which we have.
Okay.
We have a meeting signed up.
Okay, so again, nothing's being railroaded through. We'll make sure all the questions and concerns are addressed, okay, before this goes on. But this is the beginning of the official process, okay? I'm very easy to find. I'm a lot easier to find than Commissioner Boyer, okay? On my email, my Gmail account is boblunston@gmail.com. It doesn't get much more transparent than that, okay? This is the beginning of the process that these folks can do the job that they were appointed to do. Voice your opinion, put together a letter to me, put together a letter to Commissioner Boyer, and we will make sure this process is followed to the letter and everyone has their concerns addressed.
Will you confirm that this will not be on the agenda for approval at the July Planning Commission
No,
meeting?
this is already-
Nor at the July County Commission meeting?
No, it is part of the process. Once it's in the process, those dates will be followed, okay? There'll be a planning commission meeting, the applicant will decide to present, defer, whatever they wanna do, and then it will go from the planning commission to the Board of Commissioners, at which time the applicant can vote to defer, the applicant can request approval, or the Board of Commissioners can vote denial. That calendar is set. What I am telling you, okay, is just because it's on the calendar, doesn't mean there's gonna be a decision, okay? The planning commission can recommend deferral. Then it goes to the DOC. If they say deferral, they can defer for a cycle, for 90 days, for as long as they want, till all the questions are answered.
Do I understand you correctly that this can be approved in July?
Anything, part of the process can happen, anything can be approved. I'm gonna tell you, the district courtesy rules in Dekalb County will say that if Elaine Boyer gets up and says, I'm not voting on this today, I want more information, it is 99.99% that the Board of Commissioners will defer this and honor the request of the Home Rule
And if
Commission.
Elaine Boyer says, I think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, what's going to happen then?
If she has four votes to approve it, then it's gonna be approved.
Maris from the Green Space happened, she said, I've already decided, don't need to be.
These are two separate applications and two separate lists of conditions, okay, and two separate entities, what's going on. Commissioner Boyer wants to approve this on July 28th, which I just got done telling you is not going to happen, okay? She can do it. Your recourse then is to vote her out of office come election time. That's what you have in representative government.
Unfortunately, the soccer complex doesn't go away when I do.
Welcome to the world of planning and zoning. I mean, this is what it's all about.
This is hardly my idea of due process of democracy.
Most of us knew nothing about it.
But you're gonna have the opportunities to hear it.
But July is almost here and we just found out.
Well, you know, I think,
agreeable to
wait,
the
I
default.
think that it's time that we just start the meeting and hear what people's concerns are. And
In
maybe
5
give-
minutes?
No, sir, I would say, let me suggest some rules, maybe 30 minutes, but I would ask the people not to repeat themselves, okay? We understand there are a number of issues, but if you already hear that somebody has expressed that issue, please don't elaborate much more. And we do want to give the applicant time to present first, and I want everyone to respect their time to do that. And there will be time later for questions and answers.
As we get started, first,
I'm a little bit afraid there might be like knives and clubs or a noose up here or something. Let me assure you that your concerns are being heard. I've been on the website, I've looked at a lot of emails, I am aware that there's...
Excuse me, can you talk a little louder? It's a little hard to hear you back here.
Nobody ever tells me to speak up. I'll be happy to.
That's good, that's real good.
I'm aware of your concerns. I have been on the website. I have been reading your emails. I have been talking to an attorney that represents some of you. I have been in communication with Mr. Lunston. And as a consequence of that, let me acknowledge off the top, right now, we are willing to defer this, okay? We are not going to seek an approval of this in July. We will willingly consent to move it on to September. And if we can't get everybody answered and feeling like they're a part of the process by September, then we can continue past them. And I know, sir, you were involved in Marist, obviously. I handled that, and we took, I think, a 4 to 6 month deferral. I don't remember. I know it was at least 4. It might have been 6. So that was not a decision that was made right out of the bat like that. She deferred it until she felt like she had all the questions answered. There was an extensive set of conditions negotiated to protect adjacent property owners. There were changes made in plans, and I fully anticipate that the same kind of thing is going to happen here. Let me tell you what we're doing now to just get some questions answered. First and foremost, we have arranged to have a meeting at the YMCA on July 17th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a big public room in there which should seat lots of people, so anyone who's interested is more than welcome to come. I have no knowledge of a meeting being set up in the community. We'll be happy.
We reached out to Greg Blassingame for this Thursday.
Okay.
We're waiting for a response.
It's been deferred until possibly Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know he was supposed to meet with 2 or 3 people.
We've been coordinating, he's been out of town.
Okay, all right, so that's meeting that it's not a big community thing.
No, it's just Saturday. There's going to be about 3 people from
Okay.
different communities and a
Well,
representative.
if you want, however, to set up a larger meeting, we'll be happy to attend it as well. But here, we wanted to be able to do that for a couple of reasons. We know traffic is a concern, obviously. In this part of Dekalb County, traffic is always a concern. We have hired a traffic engineering firm. They are in the process of analyzing what kind of trips would be generated by the use, what kind of impact it would have on the traffic on Johnson Ferry, and perhaps what road improvements could be done to help not just alleviate whatever we created, but the community as a whole, maybe a passing lane, a turn lane, something. So that's underway, and we're not ready to deal with that yet. We don't know finally what the results are going to be, and that's got to be coordinated.
Do we know what traffic